Okay. This is the Blue M DC-256C mechanical convection horizontal airflow oven. The inside dimensions are 25 inches wide by 20 inches deep by 20 inches high. The maximum temperature is 343 degrees C. It has a stainless steel interior along with an over-temp protection controller and a completely programmable set point temperature controller. It is powered with 208 to 240 volts AC, single phase, requiring a 30 amp electrical service. It has a lot of space inside. I'm going to fire it up for you to test it, to make sure that the controller is reading accurately. We also have an external temperature controller here made by Omega, very accurate, and we've placed its temperature probe right next to the temperature probe inside the oven so we can get a very good comparison. Okay, first we turn on the disconnect on the outside. We'll turn our little external on here. It's reading about 27, 28 degrees, and we'll switch it on. Now, before we start running up the temperature, we have two different types of safety devices. One is an over-temp controller where you can actually set the highest temperature. What it will do is it'll shut down, and once that's been completed, it'll restart. It also has this here that you'll only see light up if you exceed the maximum temperature of the oven, which before I mentioned was 343 degrees, or within plus or minus 10 degrees of that point. Now, set point is easy to change. Basically, the heaters are turned off at this time. This indicates heating. This is cooling. Cooling is not connected to anything, and it has two alarms that you can independently set for either high or low limits. They have an output on it. If they're not connected to an output, then they can act as a monitor when you hit certain temperatures. We'll start off here. We're going to go all the way up to the top. Takes a little time to get there, but we're almost there, folks. Whoop. Overshot the runway there. Hold on. I'm going to set this for 350. There you go. And set. Don't forget, when you change your set point, to push the set point enable button here. If you don't do that, then when you turn this off and turn this back on, it'll go back to the previous set point that had been set earlier. So remember, when you change your set point, make sure you press set point and you see this blink once. Then you know that it will remain. Run up one too high here. Just got a little bounce. Okay. There you go. as you can see, we are within 1 degree of each other, which is exceptional. It's very good. It'll take approximately an hour to come up to plus or minus maybe 5 or 10 minutes without a load in here. Of course, with a load in here, it would take a proportional amount of time more than that. We'll come back in about an hour and we'll see how we're doing. The oven has several dampers on it. This is actually the main vent that has a damper on it for the oven. There's a second one here, and then there around the back is a third one. This is also where the thermocouples connect up. This top thermocouple that goes into here is your main controller thermocouple, and the bottom thermocouple here is your over temp thermocouple. Now we'll go take a look at the front. And as you can see, we are up to temperature now. 349.3, 350. That's less than 1%, 1 degree. And the spec says plus or minus 2%, which at this temperature would be like 4 or 5 degrees. So this is very accurate. And check our over temp one more time. Comes right back on. And there you go. Also, let me mention that there is also a nitrogen purge line. You just connect up here and it goes right around the back and into the chamber. That can be very, very handy for different applications.